It's another special edition of Litter Media Live, brought to you today by Classic Brands. I'm Dan Ramey, and in studio with us is Mikaela Bruning. She is the Information Director for District Number 9 of Ohio Department of Transportation. Our neighbor, just down the road.
Yep, not far.
Thank you for joining us here today.
Of course.
You've got this little project that we've been talking about for the last year and a half, and it's about to happen.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, just next week, actually.
It starts next week. We're going to tell you about it more in just a moment, but first, this from Classic Brands. Well, as we mentioned to you last week, I shared on Facebook on our page that there was a message sign that was up by Route 35 and Bridge Street, and I thought, okay, this is a precursor to what's about to happen. So you say next week we'll see things start to really take shape.
Yeah, the contractor is going to begin mobilizing their project for the construction project. So you'll start seeing equipment out there, maybe barrels, just so that when they're ready to start work, they have all their stuff there.
Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at what project we're talking about. This is North Bridge Street, and this is the project corridors. You can see it stretches from the riverside of Chillicothe all the way up to Casa del Taco. Is that where?
McDonald's.
Right up McDonald's there on Chillicothe Mall in that area. So there's a lot of things that people probably haven't been able to figure out what's going to happen, but you've got it broken down for us here.
Yeah, so those are all, as you can see, the roadway improvements that we plan to do during this project. So those won't all happen at once. That's, over the 2-year phase, but those are all the additions we have.
So, and this includes an access area that will help us alleviate a lot of the congestion that we normally have.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of congestion during the work.
Of course.
But once this is all done, man, things should really start to flow through there.
They should. And, at the end of the day, this is a safety project as well. So we're doing things like improving the interchange, the intersection, the signal timing. We're adding a roundabout over there at Consumer Center Drive and River Trace Lane. So we have a lot coming.
There's a lot of traffic there, especially during the holidays. And I know that we've discussed with the mayor about this will also be taking place during the holidays. But outside of that, what are we looking at? For what should people expect next week?
Yeah. So actually, when it comes to the holidays, we recognized early on in the project that this was a major shopping center for not just our area, but also local counties around us. We've got 35 coming, 50, 23, so many people traveling from outside to come shop here. So something that we did was we created a reduced construction contract so that hopefully our goal is to be done by October of both years with any traffic impacts that'll happen. That way for the shopping season, it flows better.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
We like hearing that.
Yes.
So next week when things start to really begin, we're going to see lane reductions?
Yeah, so for phases 1, 2, and 3, which will happen this construction season, it won't be too bad. You can expect just lane restrictions here and there. It'll depend on, where they're at, what they're doing. But at least one lane will be maintained throughout the entire corridor. So really just those lane restrictions or temporary things happening here and there, but nothing major.
Yeah. These are growing pains, so we must remind each other to be patient with this, certainly. When we look at the work that's being done, let's look at Marietta Road, for instance. There's always been concern about that particular intersection with Raising Cane's when they went in, Applebee's, that area. What can we expect to be done there?
So as part of this project, they're actually, there's part of the Marietta Road now. We're going to finish that out. So there will be a new access road behind Applebee's and Raising Cane's at the end of the project.
Mm-hmm. So that will be helpful, no question there.
For sure.
You talked about the roundabout, and for people who don't like these roundabouts, you can do anything and they'll still complain.
Yeah.
But how do you expect this to really help all that congestion in that area for people going to Walmart and Norris Family dealerships?
Yeah, so during construction, obviously, we're still going to have our growing pains, but currently how the intersection works is slow, right? And we all experience that when we're over there. So the goal with the roundabout is to make that intersection work much smoother, and then it'll just be easier to get where you're going. And roundabouts are safe, right? So we don't have to worry about any, well, not any, but we don't, less crashes there.
Yeah, I'm trying. Have there been any reported at 159 where those two have been put in? I don't recall any accidents being reported.
Not
there.
that I've heard.
Yeah, so that's gone rather smoothly, I think.
Yeah.
And there were so many people concerned about kids who are drivers coming out of Zane Trace High School, but they seem to
Figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is, right? It's a learning curve. It's a shock maybe if you haven't experienced it, but there are all kinds of materials out there to help you learn how roundabouts work. We even have a website on our page. If you just went to transportation.ohio.gov/roundabouts, there's all kinds of educational materials on how to help you, and hopefully that would make you feel more comfortable when driving through it.
Yeah. One of the things that creates a lot of backflow for people who are coming south on Bridge Street is people wanting to turn right to the businesses, but also to gain access to Route 35 to go west. That is going to be part of this widening of Bridge Street?
It is. So eventually we're adding a drop lane to the 35 exit there. So the goal is to push everybody to the inside, those inside lanes, to keep them out of that right-hand lane. If you don't come into the inside lanes, you're going to have to get off on 35. Yeah. So at the end of the project, that's what it'll be.
So that area right in front of the Comfort Inn, it's a big ditch right now. Is that going to be filled in?
That I'm not sure of.
Okay.
I could check into that for you.
Okay. And that's because I was looking at that area and I thought if they're going to widen that, they're probably going to have to put some dirt in there.
Probably, I'm sure.
To make it work anyway. Right. So phases 1, 2, and 3, you want to have that finished by October.
October, yes.
So having said that, what is entailed in 1, 2, and 3?
1, 2, and 3, they are doing all of the work north and south of the interchange.
Okay. And then next year, we'll be seeing phases 4, 5, and 6?
Correct.
Okay.
And next year will be the year that's rough. But as far as traffic impacts, they're only going to allow traffic through the interchange going northbound. So that can be challenging, but, and things change throughout the year, especially everything's weather permitted. So I think it'd probably be better next year to come and talk about that. And
oh, absolutely.
We are. Yeah.
We'll certainly have you back.
Yes.
So I'm trying to put my brain around all this. When this is complete in 2026, what can people expect?
Certainly.
What's it going to look like?
Oh, well, aesthetics are another big part of this project. So you can expect pocket parks for pedestrians, and some of those include a bench and a light pole. Some of them we don't have enough room to do all of that, but definitely small little pocket parks for pedestrians. We're doing pedestrian safety as part of the project, so there's going to be sidewalks all along the corridor because right now there aren't, right? So that can be dangerous. We're also upgrading all of the light poles and the signal masts, and they'll be black. There'll be black fencing. We've got retaining walls throughout the project. So aesthetically, it's going to be a big change, but it'll look really, really nice when it's done.
We won't recognize the place.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, you'll still see all
but
the
upgrades for
restaurant signs and everything along the way.
Yep.
So how excited are you for this?
Good question. I'm super excited for the project. It's the growing pains that we'll all get through together during the next 2 years. But it's going to be great. It's going to upgrade safety, help that congestion, the flow. So it'll be exciting when it's done.
Your phone has been going crazy today because of all the rain from last night.
It has. Lots of flooding here in southern Ohio today.
I was telling Mikaela earlier, I've driven 772 for 30 plus years, and I saw flooding today in an area I'd never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually just before I came over here looking at our OGO map and all the incidents from flooding, not just in our district, but in District 10 as well, which is our neighboring district. It's just everywhere. Yeah. So,
District 9 entails is it 8 counties?
Yep, we have the southern 8 counties. So we have Adams, Brown, Highland, Jackson, Lawrence, Ross, Pike, and Scioto.
And last year it seemed like there were, $28 million worth of projects being done. But this is the biggie for District 9 this year.
So this year we have a total of 82 projects with a total investment of just over $256 million in, between all of our 8 counties. So we've got a big construction year this year.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of news came out yesterday from ODOT on the statewide look at this. And I can't remember how many projects were there. Was like 170, 180?
I think that was close with,
Something like that.
Just about.
Yeah, and we're just a little slice of that.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, but this is an important project, and it's going to be a pain for a while. But
I think we'll all appreciate it when it's done.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like getting dental work done.
Yeah.
Hurts temporarily, but when it's done,
it's all good.
Look at that smile.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Anything that we have missed here today?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
All right.
But, we can always, as the Bridge Street construction moves along, we have a website, and it's our traffic advisory website. So if you went to transportation.ohio.gov/traffic advisories, you would find a clickable statewide map per county. And so if you're traveling through a county that maybe, would have an active project going on, or you live in Ross County, say, you could click Ross County, and any of the active projects that are going on will be in that page. So you can see kind of what the maintenance of traffic is like, what the project is, when it's estimated to be completed, things like that. So that's a great resource to visit when you're looking for real-time information on what's going on in per county.
So that will be updated and change along
the progress. Yes, and it's updated weekly. So as we move on, that's a great resource to view.
All right. We appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Mikaela Bruning, Matt Bruning from ODOT tells us that she's the good Bruning.
I'm the better Bruning. That's what we say.
That is referred to here in District 9. Thank you to Classic Brands for sponsorship of this segment of Litter Media Live. And thank you, Mikaela, for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching as well here on Litter Media and listening on